wrote this song for the first album called My Fairy King. And there's a line in that where he goes, "Oh, Mother Mercury, what have you done to me?" And it was after that that he said to me, well, I'm going to become Mercury, you know, because the mother in this song is my mother. And so I'm going to become Mercury. And we went, you know, thinking, is he mad? You know, but he was serious, and he changed his name to Freddie Mercury.
Mother Mercury, look what they've done to me. I cannot run, I cannot hide.
He cast himself a role. He became the actor.
Most of the stuff I do is pretending. It's like acting, you know. So you go on stage and I pretend to be a macho man and all that. And then in my videos, you know, you go through all the different characters and then you're pretending anyway.
I think changing his name was part of him assuming this different skin. I think it helped him to be this person that he wanted to be. And the young Bulsara person was still there, but he was, for the public, he was going to be this different character, this god.
My name is Mick Rock. I took a lot of early key images of Queen and Freddie, and was a close friend of Freddie's. Somebody to love.
My name is Mary Austin. I'm a long-term friend of Freddie's.
We were very sort of into the fashion world of Kensington, if you can call it that. And Biba was really one of the great places for fashion at that time. Underground fashion, you know, not haute couture in any sense, but the fashion of the people. And part of the attraction of Biba was that the girls who worked in there were so beautiful. And they were dressed just right, you know, they were well presented as well. And we used to just go in there to sort of enjoy the scenery. I know Freddie did as well. And one of those ladies was Mary Austin. And I met Mary at a concert in Imperial College, my own college, and just sort of got chatting to her because she was sitting behind me. And I was pretty shy, but somehow I plucked up the courage to ask her out. And we went out a few times. She was very wary of anyone. And so we would generally just sort of go out for a drink and say goodnight and sort of quick peck on the cheek, and that was it, really. It never really got beyond that. But there came a point where Freddie started to talk to me about her, and it became obvious that Freddie wanted to go out with her, and I said, well, look, we're not really going out as such, you know, we're just good friends, so I'll introduce you to her, so I did.
He would come in with occasionally, I think he was brave enough to come in on his own, but most times he would come with Roger, or he'd come along with somebody. And he would smile and say hello in passing, which became quite often. And I think this went on for about 5 or 6 months. And finally he asked me if I wanted to go out on a date.
And it was a very, very emotional attachment for the two of them immediately, I know. 5
months later, we were living together and continued that for, I don't know, 6 years, I think.
She looked after Freddie, but he was very considerate towards her. Whatever was going on, clearly that was a love affair.
He'd had relationships with girls, but looking back on it, I don't think his heart was ever in it. But with Mary, it obviously was.
And they were very sweet. I mean, they were like a little married couple. This was obviously true love.
And it worked also, I think, because Freddie, like I said, was underneath very shy, and she was as well. And I think they were a good match. You know, I could see that.
Yes, to me it was a marriage. She's my common law wife. We carry on now as like we were married. So it's marriage is a term for other people. We believed in each other, and fuck everybody else.
I think it's probably fair to say that she was the love of his life.
I think if I were to be really honest, that would have been, I know I realised when he first joined John Reed Enterprises. I really did realise then that why the relationship had changed. I didn't know who he was with or who he was seeing, but I had a good idea then. But I wasn't absolutely sure. So I knew that this man wasn't at one with himself over something. I could see that he was feeling bad about something, wasn't feeling comfortable, avoiding situations, which wasn't Freddie. These things weren't the person that I first met. It was a relief, really, to actually hear it from him, to have surmised that was the problem probably for the last 2 years of the 6 years that we were together. To know that I had more or less guessed right. So it was a great relief for me. I felt that a huge burden had been lifted. So I enjoyed the fact that he was able to be honest and frank with me. But certainly once that had been discussed, he was a different person again. He was like the person I'd known in the early years. He was more at one with himself, more relaxed, more happy. And I don't think he ever thought that I would be supportive of him, of him becoming a gay. But I was, because it was part of himself. And it was nice to see Freddie at one with himself. It was more than nice, it was wonderful. It was such a happy person that you couldn't deny Freddie the right to be at one with himself. I see it as a love that that you accept and somehow understand, because you want the person inside to grow, and you're fascinated to see this person within totally at ease and at one with themselves. There's a great feeling, a great almost euphoric feeling that you are witnessing, that the development is just... And he gave so much, so how could you not give?